Law and ethics. Hindu law. While there are religious principles derived from the teachings in religious texts, these are not utilized or viewed as binding laws. Hinduism has no court of appeal or other elements that one might expect in a modern legal system. Ethical approach. In Hinduism, there are different understandings and approaches to ethics. On the one hand, there is a context-sensitive approach related to the principle of duty, dharma. This approach is one's personal duty, svadharma, and refers to the idea that an individual's moral behavior depends on one's age, life station, gender, and caste. The Samarthi, remembered, texts are often seen as examples of how to follow one's personal duty and the possible karmic consequences in the cases where one does not. On the other hand, there is a universal or common to all ethical approach known as sadharana dharma. This universal system presents ethical principles that one should follow regardless of the context. Such principles include nonviolence, ahimsa, and truthfulness, satya. Guiding ethical principles. Purity, sudha. The concept of purity, sudha, and its related concept of impurity, asudha, have various meanings. It can broadly refer to the scale of purity and pollution that differentiates individuals from each other, such as between high caste and low caste individuals. This scale acts as a guiding principle that regulates bodies and interactions between people in social spaces. Some Hindus may extend ideas of purity and impurity to mental or internal processes such as having a pure mind or heart. Sometimes a link is made between internal and external purity, while others may deny this sort of connection. It is thought that pollution can happen in a variety of ways. One can be polluted from natural bodily functions such as bodily fluids, hair and nail clippings, physical contact with leather products, and various foods, such as improperly prepared foods. Another instance is life events, for example, menstruation, childbirth, and when grieving the death of a family member. Some people try to purify themselves in a number of ways, such as an ablution, snana. It is thought that anyone undertaking a ritual or having a ritual performed on their behalf should be as pure as possible. Levels of purity also relate to caste. For example, the highest caste, Brahmins, are considered to be the purest, while the lower castes are impure, untouchables being the most polluted. Those classified as polluting or impure were traditionally excluded from certain activities such as entering a temple. In some parts of the world, such as India, discrimination based on caste is outlawed. However, it may still be practiced in certain places, such as exclusive temples for more pure castes or for impure castes. Another important element of purity is the separation of function between the left and right hand. The left hand is reserved for impure or dirty tasks, for example, washing one's body. The right hand is reserved for pure or clean tasks, for example, eating. As such, people tend to avoid touching another person or passing someone an object with their left hand. Karmic debt. Karmic debt, related to the concept of karma, refers to the idea that all bad deeds or actions represent a kind of debt that must be eventually paid back. This notion underpins many Hindus' moral decision-making, as people seek to avoid committing karmically bad actions. Ahimsa in Hinduism means non-violence, not causing harm to living beings physically, mentally, or emotionally. Adherence to the principle of non-violence is thought to generate positive karma, while defying the principle is believed to bring about negative karma. The concept of non-violence forms the basis of vegetarianism for many Hindus and tolerance towards all forms of life. Sexuality, marriage and divorce. Sexuality. The main guiding principle relating to sexuality is known as brahmacharya. This is the observance of celibacy when single and fidelity when married. For monastics, the concept refers to the renunciation of sexual relations and marriage in favor of dedicating oneself to spiritual goals. Hinduism has no explicit guidelines relating to contraceptives. Most Hindus are open to the use of birth control. However, it is rarely used to avoid having children entirely. Many believe it is part of their duty to have a family. Other factors influencing family planning decisions include culture, family beliefs, financial considerations, and reproductive technologies, not solely influenced by religion. Marriage. Marriage is generally expected of most Hindus. For women, marriage often marks the transition to maturity. For men, marriage represents his transition into the household or life stage, Gaza Asrama. Arranged marriages are common, with caste being the main factor considered in a prospective partner. Wealth, education, astrological compatibility, language and dietary practices, such as vegetarianism, may also be taken into account. Some couples may decide to marry outside of their caste. Many Hindus follow a patrilocal family structure. This means that once a couple is married, the wife generally moves into the household of her husband and his family. Divorce. Divorce is not common among Hindu couples, but Hinduism does not explicitly forbid the practice. There are a number of factors that contribute to attitudes towards divorce. For example, some Hindus may disagree with divorce due to the belief that it may generate negative karma. Others may try to avoid divorce because of the belief that to be married is to fulfill one's dharma. Similar reasons are usually given with regard to attitudes towards remarriage.